While everyone watches the player movement, another carousel is spinning fast, the coaching one. Multiple teams are searching for a new head coach this summer, dominoes are starting to fall, and one hire just became official. So who's moving, who's still open, and what does each job actually need? Let's break down the 2026 NBA coaching carousel, because the men on the sidelines decide titles too. Here's the plan. First, the openings around the league and the one that just got filled. Then a look at each job, Chicago, Dallas, and Portland, and what the new coach inherits. And finally, the perfect reminder of why coaching is the ultimate carousel. The reporting is attributed, the team facts are verified, and the takes are mine. Let's start with the board. This is Game is Culture. If you like the front office and sideline side of the NBA broken down, hit subscribe. We're chasing 1,000. It's free and it helps a ton. Now the board. The openings. Coming into the summer, 3 jobs were open: Chicago, Dallas, and Portland. Milwaukee already filled theirs, hiring Taylor Jenkins back in May. And just now, the first big domino dropped. The Bulls are finalizing the hire of Tiago Splitter as their new head coach, per an AP source. That leaves Dallas and Portland still searching, with a draft just around the corner adding urgency. And the timing matters. Teams want their coach in place before the draft, because the man running your bench should have a say in who you pick and how you build. That's why we're seeing movement now, in June, rather than later in the summer. Every day without a coach is a day of decisions made without the most important voice in the building. The clock is real. Chicago, the Splitter hire. Start with Chicago. Tiago Splitter is the new man, and it's an intriguing choice. He'd been serving as Portland's interim coach and was in the mix to keep that job, but he's headed to the Bulls instead. He inherits a rebuilding team that went 31-51, near the bottom of the East. This is a developmental job, a chance to mold a young roster from the ground up. It's a smart kind of job for a first-time lead man. Expectations are low, the roster is young, and there's a deep draft incoming to add talent. If Splitter can install an identity and develop the kids, the Bulls could climb quickly. There's little pressure to win now, and lots of room to prove he can build a culture. That's a foundation job, and those can be the best ones to take. Dallas, the toughest job. Now the most fascinating opening, Dallas. Whoever takes this job inherits a mess and an opportunity. The Mavericks collapse to 26-56. Luka Doncic is gone to the Lakers, and Kyrie Irving is returning from a torn knee that cost him the whole season. It's a proud franchise in transition, with a star coming back and a roster that needs a clear new direction. That's a high-risk, high-reward chair. On one hand, you're walking into a rebuild with an aging, injured star and big questions. On the other, it's Dallas, a major market with resources and a history of winning. The right coach could steer Kyrie's return and a fresh, young core back toward relevance. The wrong one inherits the blame for a fall that started before they arrived. Tricky job. Portland, the sneaky good job. And then there's Portland, which might be the most appealing job of them all. The Trailblazers went 42-40, pushed into the Western playoff picture, and have a young roster that's clearly on the rise. With Splitter leaving for Chicago, the seat is open again. Whoever lands it inherits not a rebuild, but a team that's already good and trending up. That's a rare opening. Think about the contrast. Chicago and Dallas are rebuilds in different stages. Portland is a team ready to take a leap. For an ambitious coach, walking into a 40-win roster with young talent and room to grow is a dream scenario. You get to be the one who pushes a promising team over the top. Don't be surprised if Portland ends up the most coveted opening on the board. Why coaching is a carousel. And here's the perfect reminder of how this all works. 18 months ago, Mike Brown was fired by the Sacramento Kings. His head coaching future in question. This June, that same man hoisted the championship trophy as coach of the Knicks, ending a 53-year drought. 1 year you're fired, the next you're a champion. That is the coaching carousel in a single stunning story. So that's the board. Chicago landed Splitter for a long-term build. Dallas offers the riskiest, most dramatic reclamation project. And Portland is the sneaky prize. A rising team just waiting for the right leader. These hires won't make headlines like a Giannis trade. But make no mistake, the coach you pick this June can decide whether your next 5 years are wasted or magical. And the carousel won't stop here. Around the league, ownership patience is shorter than ever. Contenders fire coaches after a single disappointing series, and rebuilds churn through staffs chasing the right voice. Milwaukee already turned the page to Taylor Jenkins. Chicago just landed Splitter. The simple truth is that in today's NBA, a head coaching seat is one of the least secure jobs in all of sports, no matter how strong your resume looks. So which is the best job on the board? Chicago's clean rebuild? Dallas's high-stakes reclamation? Or Portland's rising young team? And was Splitter to the Bulls the right call? The coaching carousel rarely gets the hype, but as Mike Brown just proved, the right hire can change everything. Tell me your take below, and if you want every front office move tracked, subscribe and join the family.